On the profile interview segment of the International Women's Day this year, I have with me the president of Kogi Women Miners Association, Mrs. Janet Ojoru Ahiaba, who will be discussing with us the activities of the Kogi Women Miners, the achievements of the association, and we'll be looking at how the association has been helping victims whose cases we are going to be reviewing today, how they have been providing support for the artisanal miners, and the challenges that has been faced so far by this association. You are welcome, Mrs. Janet.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so as a way of introduction, I would like you to tell us what the aim of the Kogi Women Miners Association is. What's the objective of the association?
The objective of the association is to bring the miners, the women miners together, to help them, to enlighten them and put them through into the legal mining activity. Prior to this time, in 2015, there was a fatal accident and we lost about 15 women with some of their children. So, and it was so terrible. Then after that incident, I felt as one of the legal miner, an operator, I should be able to assist and bring women together. And that was how the Women Miners Welfare was found in 2015. And it has helped them so far, so good. Our activities in state is, they do hand loading in the mining, in the artisanal mining sector. When people, some of them are hard breaker, they'll be breaking the stone, the rock, and at the same time, they are loading because they don't have machinery. And that has been promoting the artisanal mining activity, because without that loading, they would not be able to operate effectively. And it has been helping them. We come together. Some of them, when they have challenges, we help association assist them, especially the widows among the operators. Some of them are doing it because they have lost their husband, and they use it as an opportunity and a brave way for them to train their children and to feed. So sometimes when they are stranded, we'll be able to assist them. And secondly, it helps them to grow in their activities. At least when they started, they go to site at any time. Some of them trek in a distance, long kilometers. But through this organization, we're able to arrange for some vehicle to carry them. Sometimes pick up, carry them to the site. Sometimes keke would drop them in the site. Instead of trekking with this hard labor, and at the end of the day to come back the same way. So it has been, and it's helping them, and they are growing. And through the association too, the government has been helping us, giving us small tools like wheelbarrow, digger, shovel, name them. They have been supplying us like 2-3 times now. They have come for capacity building, and it was distributed to them. And also the safety, the equipment shoes and also the small tools. So it has been helping them.
Okay. Speaking of activities engaged in by these women, what activities, what do they do on a daily basis? What minerals do they mine? What do they do? What are the activities they engage
We
in
mine
daily?
three
And what is their payment structure like?
different minerals. They dig, they break, and at the same time, they load. But depends. We dig red gravel. That is local gravel. We break gravel, the real gravel, which is chipping. We break it into hard cores. Then at the same time, some of them dig coal, especially the ones from Akpa local government. Then we dig a Vespa too and break Vespa. Vespa is one of the material that the ceramic company used to produce tiles. And also we mine soft sand. We have the certificates, the license from the cadastral office. So we take the contracts from the people that are building. We supply them soft sand. We go to the river, we pack soft sand, and we supply small like that. And they are making money. Although their take home is not much, like that hand loading. Before now, they normally pay them 12,000 naira by truck. But after some time, it has been increased to 15,000 naira, 18,000. And that 15, the highest is 20,000 for now. That 15 to 20,000 naira, it is sometimes it's 15 people attached to one truck. And sometimes they can load like 2 trucks in a day. Sometimes if the site is far, the distance is far, before they get to the site and start loading, it will be late. And eventually, they can end up having 1 truck a day. So at the end of the day, the family, each person will come back home with 1,000 naira. And if they can make 2 trucks a day, they can come back home with 2,000 naira. That is what it has been.
Okay. In terms
Then
of
the local gravel, when they dig, we filter it. Then the people that are building too, who doesn't have money to buy gravel, to buy chipping, they'll come to buy. They buy like a small tipper, 911. They buy like 15,000 naira. Then they share it too.
So does this mean an individual gets an average of 1,000 to 2,000 naira per day?
Per day, yes.
Oh,
that is
okay.
what they can have per day.
Okay. As we all know, breaking rocks, digging, and all sorts of mining activities comes with its own safety issues. Okay, and these artisanal miners that we are talking about here today, they are women, right?
Yes,
or
they are
men
women.
and women?
They are women. Most
Basically
of us
women.
are women. The few men in it is that maybe if we are going out for sand, sometimes they will help us with the shovel, but the majority of it is women.
Women.
So if we are going out like 20 operation, probably we'll have like 2 or 3 men highest in our midst to support us, so that when there are things that are difficult that we could not be able to do it, they will assist us. But if it comes to loading, purely it is women that will do the loading.
Okay, thanks for the clarification. This will take me to the next question, which has to do with the safety issues being encountered in mining operations. As we all know, digging, breaking, mining, and all sorts of activities as such are linked to certain safety hazards and issues. So I would like you to tell me about some accidents that has occurred, what are the cases that has been recorded, and who are these miners that are affected?
Okay, the first one that happened in 2015 that gave birth to the Women Miners Welfare Association. I will not be able to give detail of that one, but there's a recent one that happened in 2022, May 19th. And what happened was that they went for site loading as usual. And on their way back, after finishing loading, just like as I was saying before, the distance was a bit far from the highway. So they decided to follow the truck out, and they followed the truck. And when they get to the highway, actually, according to the driver, he said that he told them that since they have get to the highway, they can drop. But they told the driver that already from the highway to their destination is close. It's less than 2 kilometers. And eventually they decided to follow the driver to their community or home. But shortly before their destination, unfortunately, the vehicle had an accident with another vehicle. A vehicle was coming behind, another trailer was coming behind and was trying to overtake. And eventually he hit the bucket of the vehicle, and all of them fell with the truck, and the stone that they loaded fell on them. Then we lost 3 people. A woman, no, there were 4. We lost a woman, that is Favor Monda, that is Mrs. Emmanuel. Then we lost 2 girls, Comfort sisters, that followed their mother. According to their mother, that day, the day before then, they were driven away from the school for their school fees. And they wanted to go to the farm so that after loading, by the time they pay them, they should be able to pay, even if it is one person school fees, according to them. And they have been doing that. So they went as a family, 5 from one family to the site. But after the loading and they came back, the woman lost 2 daughters. One was amputated. So she too was on admission. She was affected with one of the child, but eventually God helped them. She survived with that boy after a week on admission, but Comfort spent almost 1 year in the hospital. She was amputated with the right hand, and the right leg too, most of the vein of the toes was affected. So, but God helped her. She survived it. Then we have another girl too, who still went in the respect of her school fees. It's Helen Shiloba. Helen too was a 13 years old girl who was schooling in a primary school. She was affected of her head and also her leg. But she also spent like 1 year in the hospital. And eventually God helped them. They survived it. But having them registered with the help of this association and also the Ministry of Mines and Steel, with their support, we were able to help them. And they were finally discharged. But eventually we lost 4 people, and the remaining one was survived. The Helen and Comfort were badly affected, because at the moment, Comfort cannot do anything again. He's having 1 hand and 1 leg sound. The second leg they can cover some, maybe, I don't even think if she can trek up to 1 kilometer at a go. But thank God she survived it. Helen is an intelligent girl, but unfortunately, 2 of them were badly affected. You talk about the help the association gave it to them.
Okay, before you go to the help the association has been rendering to them, I have a few questions based on your narration. You did share some photos, but they are disturbing photos which we cannot share because of the ash scene. They are very sensitive pictures. But we have selected these ones, which is being displayed on the screen. I would like to ask, these people that you have mentioned, they are actually young girls, because you mentioned like maybe one of them is 12 years old, 13 years old, or thereabouts. Why are these girls found on mine sites? Why is this?
Yes, it's one of the things we will be battling with. Why they were there is what I have said. They were struggling to get their school fees. This mining site has been a place they look at it as a place for them to survive, to end their survival. So they went because of their school fees. Ordinarily, we doesn't want them to go. But that day, and they have been going like that once in a while, when they have challenges, they go. They go to the site, and probably by the time they go like 1, 2 times, they will be able to get their school fees, because the association will not be able to pay everybody's school fees. There are so many of them that they have a lot of challenges, especially widows. We have more than 3, 4, 5, 6 of them that they are widows. And they are up to, some of them have 4, 5 children. In short, we have one digger and breaker. Only her has 8 children, and she has lost her husband. So it's difficult for us to be able to help them to take care of the children. But it's so unfortunate that it happened that day. Although the government too is seriously against it, child labor, to go to site with children. Many times we have make an attempt to arrest them. But when you arrest them and you start hearing what they are talking, there will be no food in the house. How will they be able to pay the school fees? And the children want to go to school. In short, the Helen has to even leave her community in a different, is living in a different community at Odugbo in Bassa local government. He decided to come and stay with her auntie in this Miworo because of this, her education. But it's so unfortunate that it happened. Initially, it's supposed not to be so. But because of the circumstances that surrounded their situation, there's nothing we can do. And they thought that the way they have been going and it has been helping them, it will be in that day. But it's unfortunate that the incident happened in that day, and it was no longer the same. At the moment, they can no longer go to school. They have been in the house.
Okay, thank you. Showing on the screen is Comfort Ezekeil.
Comfort Ezekeil, yes. So if you see her left, her right hand is normal, and her left leg, the same right leg, is not strong on ground, is managing to move with it. But according to her, she says she can still go to school with that.
Oh, sorry, I had a little glitch right there. I was trying to ask about the artisanal miners, these women, do they have mineral titles? And if they do, how were they able to access them? How were they able to get those mineral titles? Because they are being tagged as illegal miners according to the regulations.
No, it's no longer illegal miners because they are not formal, they are informal miners before now. But having the government has been trying to put them together in a group, and that was why that association was formed. The government has been putting them into grouping them in one way or the other, so that they can work together and not anybody work anyhow. Just like as I've earlier said, by the grace of God, God has been using me to stand in for them. We have mineral title, we have for substance, we have for Vespa. So, and we have the letter from community that we are mining the local gravel. So I have been doing that for them. And that is why it's difficult for us. Just like I have said earlier, it is not an association that we are looking for people that will raise money from them, but it's the people that the association is pathetic. And we are looking into what can we do to assist these people, to enlighten them, to enhance their production, to reduce their excessive labor, so that they can be able to benefit. If some of them grow old out of this work and they can no longer have strength to do this work, what do they do in their evening time? So, but God has been helping us. We are coming up gradually. We are writing series requests to some company operators and like that. But we have not really getting a response. We have not gotten help. But I believe with time, as we are growing, we should be able to get assistance that will help them. Although government has been trying, they have been giving us tools, just like as I said. Now they have safety boots to wear, they have overall. So, and they have raincoat, hand glove, all those minor things, they have it for now. And I know that with time, one day, they will help them from a better tools. Like all machineries that they will be able to produce from this their title. Like a truck of Vespa, if you take it to the ceramic company, it's 150,000, 170,000. But when these women dig, because they are not having the truck to take it to the company, they sell it as 35,000, 40,000. But if it happens, we have a truck now, and they dig it like that, we will put diesel and take it to the company. That will enhance the profit, and it will reduce their labor. Instead of like 40,000, by the time you remove the other expenses, there's no way they will not have up to 80,000 naira. And then it will be double of what they're supposed to have before. So that is what we are looking at. And we believe that we will get there. Gradually, we are coming up. Gradually, we are coming up.
Okay, in terms of safety, you did mention the government trying to help, but before I go into that, as I said earlier, the picture on the screen right now is that of Comfort Ezekeil, whom through the Mineral and Miner Center MMC initiative from the women miners have been offered a scholarship already to study. So speaking of safety, I would like to ask if you can consider working with MMC to educate these women, these artisanal miners on safety, because it is a very important component. Safety is a very important component that should not be found wanting in what they do.
Yes, it's we thank God for that opportunity and the privilege be given to us for giving the scholarship to Comfort. I know that it's recently we come across the MMC, and I believe that as we are working hand in hand in collaboration with them now, I believe really that things will change for us by the grace of God. So the safety is very important. But you know, one thing is that a child cannot be give birth to a day and it will grow the same day. This thing, just like as I said, it was 2016, we registered it after the incident of 2015. And gradually, one after the other, we be coming. So, and you know, it takes time for you to be recognized. There's a process. But thank God that the federal government, as of today, has recognized us, and they are coming to build the capacity, putting us through, teaching us about the child labor, and they are giving us little equipment. And I know with time, they should be able to support us more. Even when they had that accident, initially, comfort was not even attended to. But when the association we met, the welfare, there's nothing we can do. As a leader, I have to deposit my car. Told the doctor that let them take her to theater instead of looking her to die like this. Comfort is a small girl. It's around 20 years old, which is supposed not to be part of the association. But then, now that it has come to health, life, safe, and we are the welfare of the minors. So we felt that we have to support their parents to save this life. So I deposited my car. But at the point, I came with one of the Basa Como man, Mr. Matthew Gia, who is their tribal person, is our mediator. He links between us and those tribal people because some of them cannot speak English. But he is our interpreter. So it was two of us that went to the hospital and we now told the doctor. But when the doctor see the passion and the way I want to help, and he asked me, is it my daughter? I told him no. Comfort is not even my tribal person. It's not related to me in any way. But for being a welfare chairperson, I must do something to save life. And eventually he released my car for me. But God showed us mercy. We were able to go around and we raised funds. It was the welfare, women welfare that pay her hospital bill. And we pay 1.something million for her hospital bill to be the charge when she recovered. So I believe in due time, the safety, just like as I say, as we are building it gradually, we will get there. We started from somewhere. Here we are today, and we are believing God for a better tomorrow.
A better tomorrow, indeed. Having spent that huge amount of 1.something billion, may I ask how the Welfare Association is being financed?
And that is what I told you. I say we went round and the federal government, Ministry of Mines and Steel Development, the minister then and the permanent secretary assisted us. So, and that was how they help us to pay part of those bills. It's not just like as I told you, we don't generate money from the association itself. But then because association comes up to help these people that are helpless, that are finding their job difficult, but they want to do it and to survive. So we have to look for other means to be able to do it. I am an operator. So, and by the grace of God, I'm doing some work and some of my executive too. So one of the executives is a director with the state government and they're working. So from there now, sometimes we build ourselves. Our former permanent secretary, who was recently retired from the Koge Mineral Resources, was part of us too. All of us, they were donating to help. And God has been so faithful helping us. Oh, that is how it is. So the money is not from the association. But in due time, if we have something like truck, and we'll be able to mine, since we have license, take it to the company direct, definitely there's no way we will not be able to generate money. From there, we'll be able to generate money. Instead of telling these people that are earning this peanut to survive life to come and contribute, or rather we'll be able to help them.
Okay, thank you. Just to buttress your point on safety issues, you did mention that there are certain safety programs, and the government has also been helping to provide some safety materials like personal protective equipment for these women, which is a very good one. I would like to encourage and recommend that more of these training programs should be organized for the women, so that the association as a whole can know what it takes and be able to do what is expected of them to keep themselves safe, even while they are trying to make ends meet. Thank you, Mark. On comfort, I would like to ask what community and local government is comfort and that of Ellen as well, because from your analysis and of the cases that are on ground, you mentioned Comfort Ezekeil, you mentioned Ellen Shiloba, and Favor Emmanuel. So I would like you to provide me with details of the community and the local governments of each of them.
Actually, as you talk about the safety, it's a welcome idea. And our hands are open at any time for any company, any organization that want to partner with us to educate these women and to help them in their activities so that they will not perish in the course of survival. We will be grateful. We welcome it. But now that the government has been helping us with some PPP and some small tools, I believe is more better, far better than ever before. There's no way we allow them to go to site now without hand glove and the safety, because if they would have having safety at that time, at least their leg would have been preserved and protected. So it's a welcome idea. And now, just like I say, our hands are open with appreciation for any organization or company who is ready to partner with us to help these women to grow in this duty, because they are finding that it's their duty and they like it and they are enjoying it. It's giving them money, it's keeping them busy. And another thing is that the association is helping them too, that in due time, some of them that are growing old, we should be able to plan for them, that at their retirement, they cannot do the same work again. They should be having something to go with. Even if it is 200 naira, they can save. At the end of the day, if you save 200 naira for some years, there's no way you'll not buy deep freezer. You buy deep freezer, they can be selling water in the environment where they are living. So, different things. Sometimes we bring them together, we teach them. Back to Comfort's case. The Comfort's issue is who understands your pain, you will cry to. If you cry to somebody who did not even know that anything happened to you, it will be difficult for the person to hear. Actually, the community chief was one of the people that assisted when the incident happened. He visited and they donated part of the money that we spent. That was why I say we paid part of the money. But what we pay is over 1 million. That is why I say in my documentation and in my speech earlier or explanation, I say we pay part of it. It was not full. The community chief, Mr. Prince Udambu, visited the hospital, as many of them that are from his community, and he really assisted them. We have been working hand in hand to assist these people. But when you don't generate funds coming from anywhere, it's difficult for you to cope in a plan, but it has to be gradually building. But the state government, actually we wrote to the state government, but it has not responded. Whether the letter got to him or it did not, we didn't know. We couldn't tell. So when we tried to follow it up, we couldn't even trace the letter. And that was how it was at that time. So the local government, we did not even go to the local government. So there's no need to tell lie. I didn't go to local government to go and source for money. So that is that, because if you go there, the local government were looking for how to pay percentage to the workers. So I don't think you bring your own responsibility of what they don't know about to come and tell them to come and support. Definitely they will not, nobody will support. Because to rally around these people, to go from this place to place, to go these places, it's demanding. You have to spend money to move around. So when you look at that, maybe probably by the time you go out and you may not come back with money, the best is not to spend what you have on ground, to start going about to look for another money and spend what you have. So what we have done now is that, thank God that the Comfort has been given a scholarship. Then the Helen is still in the village. He has not been going to school because there's no money. Those are the people that send the girl to the village, to another community where he can be doing that hard labor and she'll be able to raise money to pay her school fees. So automatically she's in the house now. Favor was managed to get back to school because Favor lost her own mother in the site that very day. Two of them went together, but unfortunately she lost the mother. So when she came back, with the help of some people, she was able to go back to school. But as of last week, I was told that she was sent back home because she has not paid her school fees. So we still, even in our own little way, we have about 5 children on scholarship that we have been helping them, that their mothers are widow and they are orphan. We have been helping them in primary school and in secondary school before this incident came in. So having been able to help them and they have survived it, taking care of them in the school will not be easy for us, especially Comfort. Comfort education has to be expensive because she cannot do anything for herself again. So it has to be a boarding school where she can be well kept, catered for.
Okay, thank you for that. I would like to note certain things down, like Comfort. Let's start with Comfort, for instance. What was her educational status? What level was she? Like, what grade was she before the accident? And same goes for Ellen, same goes for Favor, and then you tell me their status right now.
Okay, at the Comfort was in JSS2, just moved to JSS3 when, according to her, when the incident happened. But now she has to start all over because she has to learn how to write with left hand. She doesn't know how to write with left hand for now. Since now that is starting afresh, I don't think she can start from those classes. She will have to start afresh, and we will now know what her ability can take, the class she can be able to start from before they can now be able, after interview, before we know the class she's going to start from. But for now, she has to start from GSS1. That is Comfort, to start learning how to write with left. Then Favor is in primary 3 before the incident. So if Favor is coming back to school, she has to go. She has even gotten admission to another school that is close in the same community of Imieworo. She has to resume at that primary 3 and start all over of that primary 3. I have assurance she can do it because that girl, she's intelligent. Then Favor is in GSS3, preparing to write junior WiM. That is where she is. She was in GSS2 when the incident happened. So after some times, she was sent back to school. Actually, the father is alive, but the father is not doing anything. She was formerly working as a security, but she has been retired. And when she's farming, because of the grazing issue, the cattle are going to eat up the crops. He's not doing anything for now, according to him. And he has other children. So how to feed the family is a problem. It's this stone that they have been doing it to support their family. But unfortunately, in the course of that, he lost his wife.
Okay, thank you. What does the next 5 to 10 years hold for your association? Just projecting into the future.
I believe
what can you say about that? Yes,
with the help of God, with the next 5, 10 years, we should be a buoyant association that can work with machinery to reduce all the labor. Because by the time we get truck, from the truck, we should be able to get compressor for drilling. And even if we cannot get a drilling machine, with hand drilling. So the only thing we will be doing is the stockpiling and minor work that will be doing it. I strongly believe God. We have written to so many organizations, and we believe that with the help of God, we will get support. Even with the government, we have a lot of proposals, praying and looking unto God for them to support us. We are not even asking them for money. We are asking for the machinery. If you give us truck now, even if it is on lease for years, we should be able to pay. If you give us compressor, anything they can assist us with. I strongly believe that we will grow and it will improve.
Okay, on the screen, we have pictures of different cases that has been talked about here today by Mrs. Janet. Mrs. Janet, thank you for your time. But I would like to just know a little bit more about Comfort and Ellen. Comfort is the one the hand has been amputated, which I mentioned has been offered scholarship by MMC. Ellen, we are still seeking support from different organizations to get funding for her to return to school. And Favor as well, you did talk about Favor. You can see their pictures.
The picture on blue is Helen.
Ellen, okay, this is Ellen.
That is
she had a head
the
injury.
Picture on uniform. Yes, yes, a head injury. The head was battered. She's the one that, you said that there are some pictures that you cannot bring out here. She's the one that's right. Her head. So if you open this screen, there's a place I stood. You saw me and they were giving a drip to somebody. The head was bandaged. It's the same Helen. So Helen was seriously, that is Helen. So she's the one. She has injury on her head and the leg. So the leg is no longer straight. So but thank God she can move with it. That is
How about
Helen.
this person? Can you tell us about this person?
This is Favor. Favor is the one that lost her mother in the accident. She was lucky, nothing happened to her, but she lost her mother. So it was when the people came for the federal safety come for their rescue, and she was calling the mother. The mother was this is Helen. This is Helen. This picture is Helen. So the mother was no longer responding. That was when she discovered that her mother is dead.
Thank you so much.
Actually, Comfort has gotten admission to Ochaja Secondary School. But the challenge we are having with Ochaja Secondary School, the Ochaja Secondary School is not having, the school is not having accounts. And the organization said that they will not be able to pay the money to the third party or pay into the principal account. So we are trying to get another school for her. And even the approval that was given to her is only on the tuition fee. But for her to go, before she can leave her house to that place, just like as I told you, her case is more difficult than before because most of the things now she needs somebody to support her. Only her cannot go from her house to school. Somebody must follow her to carry her bag and to help her. Or if you are giving her to a driver, you pay more. So her service needs more money than the tuition fee. So, and that was why she cannot resume up till now because the school is not having the school account. But we are looking for another school. The one that we got, it is higher. The first one was 50,000 naira per term. But this one is 100 and something thousand. It's over 100,000 naira per term, which is more higher than the one that we have before. But however, I have been discussing with her to see what we can do. If we can get any school nearby, and you can have a place to stay close to school because her house is across the road. About two private schools that we have in the community, her house is across the road where she's living now, and she cannot move fast to cross the road. So we are still negotiating if we can get a place for her to stay, pay to the people that has that accommodation so that she can attend schools. But as soon as the arrangement is done, I will get back to you, to your office. Then we will now know the way forward. But at the moment, she's still in the house.
Okay, thank you once again. Just while you were telling us more about of AMMC, Dr. Comfort Asokoro Ogaji joined in. So I would like to hand over to her so that she can do a recap. She just came in now and we'd like to hear from her. You're welcome, Ma. It's good to have you.
Thank you very much. Mommy Kogi, how are you? That's how I call her, Mommy Kogi.
I'm fine.
How are you doing? You see,
I'm fine.
Anytime I listen to Mommy Kogi, I'm always, inspired by her story and by how she's so passionate about helping these women that are under her canopy, so to speak, in Kogi State, and the efforts, she has put in the past. I really, really want to thank you on behalf of these girls. Girls should not be at mine sites, we know that. But when I joined, I was hearing the conversation and the justification. Actually, you cannot justify enough, actually. But the situation, the hardship in the rural communities have pushed people to do things, and more people like that are all around Africa, not just in Kogi State and not just in Nigeria. But of course, we have our case, and I want to specially thank you. And we are preparing her for an award, an international award, for her consistency in helping these women, her commitment. And we hope that you will be encouraged to do more. Comfort Ezekeil. Comfort happens to be my namesake. So I have this bias, I'm so interested about Comfort. And that's the girl with the amputated arm. Thank you for the role you played to save her life when the accident occurred. And for putting your car on the line. I don't know how many Nigerians will want to do that. So that is very, very exceptional. It's very exceptional. And we thank you on behalf of myself. Personally, I want to thank you. And on behalf of MMC and also the Initiative for Women Miners in Africa, IWOMA, I want to thank you for what you are doing. I pray that God will give you the strength to do more. And in any capacity that we can help you, I heard Adeola mentioning that you should conduct trainings for your women. Please, you have to take that very, very seriously. You have to take that seriously. Please, we cannot be having these accidents. I can't even look at some of the pictures. Yes. I know that I can look at it because the kind of emotional, that will spring up in looking at these pictures, you just not be okay for days. So thank you for all that you do. And I want to also use this opportunity to thank everyone that has supported the Kogi Women Miners Welfare Association at the local government level. Or okay, she said she never went to the local government, all right? But yes. At the state level, at the federal level, the minister's office and the other women who have assisted Mrs. Janet to make sure that she's able to reach out to more women and help these families. Thank you to all of you. Thank you to all of you. But there is still more to be done. There is still more to be done. Some communities in Nigeria, not some, many communities are now having challenges. Many families are having challenges to feed. So they head for the mine sites. And we now get all of these accidents. So we pray that we will have the needed capacity and the needed advocacy to make sure that we minimize some of these exposures by our women at the mine sites. So also, I want to mention that Comfort, that is under scholarship with the Minerals and Miners Center, the African Minerals and Miners Center. The scholarship is not complete yet. Anyone, individual, anyone who can reach out to Mrs. Janet to help her with these projects that have been mentioned, it will be highly appreciated. It will be highly appreciated. And I believe that she will be able to meet more needs of these girls and take them out of the mine. So Comfort is out of the mine for now, and it will remain so for the few years coming. And we hope that she will finish her education and the needful will be done. So Comfort still needs more scholarship though, because she needs to meet up with the expenses of the school and, it's only tuition that MMC has offered Comfort. It's only tuition for her to finish her secondary school. Please, anyone at all, reach out to Mrs. Janet and assist them to put these girls back in school as much as possible. She has about 5 in primary school. They need to get back to school. So I thank you, Mrs. Janet Ojoru, for what you do once more, and pray that God will continue to strengthen you and grant the desires of your heart. Thank you for having me, Dr. Adeola. Okay, bye for now.
Thank you, Dr. Comfort. It's my pleasure meeting with you. And we thank you for having a heart to support us also, support Comfort and others. And I believe by the grace of God, God will help them and all of them will have a better tomorrow as we continue the journey together. Once more, I appreciate you all. Thank you.
Okay, so we have come to the end of the interview session. Thank you once again, Mrs. Janet, for coming around today. We appreciate you. And thank you for providing us with the detailed information of the Kogi Women Miners Welfare Association. We hope that next time we will hear good news, good things about these women taking safety as their priority in school as well. Thank you.